And of course, as I go live, I get technical difficulties. My camera is messing up. I don't know what is going on. Welcome to the show, everybody. I'm trying to get links out and everything because Tyrod Taylor is going to be signing with the New York Giants. And I kind of figured people are going to want to talk about this. This is something that's been a hot topic for Giants fans. So let me get some links out here, real folks, people. I am so sorry. I know Pat ain't going to be able to. He is calling a basketball game. I'm so proud of that guy. Hit squad. Let's hit you. So thoughts. How does everyone feel about this? That's a lot of money. That is a lot of money to be on a backup when we need linemen. We need a tight end. We need a lot of other stuff. Yo, King Tone, Taj, what do you guys think? Better. It is better than Glennon. Thank you, Lewis, for being number one. Appreciate it. Yo, thoughts, ideas? How do you feel about the contract? $8.5 million guaranteed. So, well, I had a feeling about that too. I said it last night. I said, this is probably, Daniel Jones. And here's another thing. Tyrod Taylor has familiarity in Buffalo. Remember, he was with the franchise before they got Josh Allen. So, you know what? If we get rid of Daniel Jones, we don't have to worry about his fifth year. So chances are he is probably gone. Jay, what's good? Mike, thank you for being here. Does it hurt my feelings? Yeah, it does. I was a big DJ supporter. So, Taj, man, my guy. Oh, bro. Oh, he left. He'll be back. I said last night, Daniel Jones is probably gone. When you see the Shane was doing what he was doing with linemen, not picking up his fifth-year option. So that means we're looking at a quarterback next year in the draft.
Okay.
There, now you're back.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, teammates. They don't have to be. But if I'm looking, you guys want to hop on too? All right, there's only 8.
All right, man.
Yeah, we'll get you guys we'll drop the link here now. I got some other people I sent out the link to. So I don't want to get it too busy in here, but if we have a big group, remember, everyone let one person talk at a time. Don't try to interrupt. Exactly. But this is huge news for the Giants because this has been such a hot topic, a hot controversy that we've gotten in a lot of interesting disagreements. Mike, what's good? What do you think?
What's up, Joel? What's up, Super Tots?
What's up, Mike?
What are you thinking?
Much. I like the signing. And to be quite honest, I know you're not going to like me to say this, but Tyrod has a chance to beat out Jones in camp.
Jay, what's good? What are your thoughts, man?
Hold on 1 second. Hold on.
Okay. I caught him by surprise.
No, I'm trying to close this other. I was trying to close my other tab. How much did we pay him? How much you said?
It's $17 million, $8.5 guaranteed.
Okay, well that's a lot.
Man.
But
right,
that's a lot.
But I mean, if is it for how many years, or is it just 2 years?
2 years.
Well, that means DJ is probably not going to be here unless he balls out. They're putting the ball in his court though. So
yes.
I mean, I don't know. They're getting everything else that we need in the draft. So I mean, expect tight end, expect edge, offensive lineman. I think they're going to get a wide receiver now, like Pat was saying.
Jeffrey, Exciting news, guys. Exciting
Man,
news.
What's going on, Jeff?
that is
If-
a lot of
What's up,
that is
Taj?
a
What's up,
lot of
Mike?
money for a backup.
I mean,
Yeah,
guys,
that's a lot of money. But maybe they're thinking like they're gonna get if they think DJ's really gonna fall on his face this year, then they have the guy that's already familiar with their stuff there.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, I think they said that they got full confidence in DJ, but I don't. That move right there kind of makes it seem like they're covering their asses.
Yeah, we don't know. You mean like who's gonna start or who's gonna be
Can I-
bench? Like
can I ask a question?
Yes, sir.
Go for it, Joe.
Do you guys think, because this just popped in my head,
Okay.
do you guys think they signed Tyrod Taylor to that money because they got a trade partner for Daniel Jones right now?
Ooh.
Hey,
I don't know.
I don't know, but that's
What are you-
definitely a possibility, though.
What do you guys think in the chat, man? What do you think in the chat? Do you guys think, because let's look at the teams that are scrapping right now for a quarterback. And if we're rebuilding, why hang on to DJ?
Yeah. The only thing that makes me doubt that is that they said that they never gave DJ a chance and all that.
You're
so-
absolutely right, but they have no ties to this kid, like
don't.
they have no ties to Barkley. So
They
if
don't.
they've got a trade partner right now, let's say the Colts, let's say the Falcons. Well, I don't know the Falcons. I think the Falcons are going to definitely get Watson. But what about the Saints?
Yeah.
You know, the Saints might be interested in DJ. And we signed Tyrod Taylor to that kind of contract. I mean, we don't have the money for that because we got to be cleared tomorrow.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So, then that means that they would be getting rid of DJ today.
That's what I'm saying. What if that's the case? With all these teams searching for a quarterback, and with Shane knowing that we got to build, let's say he gets even just a 4th or a 5th rounder. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe offensive lineman for DJ. You know, we've heard this news on Bradbury, but Shane has no ties to anybody on this team. He has drafted no players.
Nope. So I mean, he could really.
I'm not saying it's going to happen, Miz. I'm just throwing it out there. What if we signed Tyrod Taylor?
Yeah, he's just throwing out
Because
scenarios.
Tyrod Taylor was the backup when Shane and them first got to Buffalo.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh,
He was
actually, he was the starter.
Yeah.
He was
but
the
he was the
starter
journeyman.
for Josh Allen.
He was a journeyman for
Mhm.
Josh Allen.
So
And
maybe they're having that same thing coming in.
I think, I think that Tyrod gets too much heat. He's a safe quarterback. He's like a game manager. He won't win you a game, but he will not lose you a game.
If the draft price is right, this could be in the works. I mean, we weren't hearing anything on the rumors of them looking for a quarterback all day today, but we heard it early yesterday. And then the
Mhm.
papers said that we were a bad free agency because we didn't get Mitch Trubisky. And all of a sudden, this just breaks. It's not like there were rumors leading up to this.
Right.
So who knows what's going on in that front office right now? And we said it the minute Shane got hired. Who's safe? Who's not? There's going to be surprising moves.
Mm-hmm.
And signing those 2 free agent linemen yesterday was a very surprising move for a lot of us. We did not expect to get a 3-year offensive starting caliber lineman.
Mm-hmm.
We were looking at, bottom of the barrel free agents. We were expecting a tight end today for $4 million a year, maybe. That depth pieces, defensive line, we're really thin on right now. But I mean, look, he's solid, but you guys even say, is he worth keeping? And half the fan base is split on Daniel Jones. So if Shane does that, half the fan base is going to be like, what the hell? But the other half is going to be like, I love it. Like you guys came in, loved in the move to push him. Yeah.
I think it'll be good to push him. I mean, it's good. It's
Thank
put
you,
up a
Coach.
shut. It's hey, what's going on, Coach? It's putting the ball in Daniel's court. It's like, hey, well, we're going to give you everything you need, but we're also going to have somebody to push you to see what you're really about. We're going to help you, but we're also you're going to have some strife in this too. It's not going to be just all on us if you don't, pan out.
But,
Mhm.
do you really feel that we're a team right now that needs to spend $17 million on 2 years for a
No,
backup?
that I don't agree with. That's a lot
Mhm.
of money, which makes me that's what you're saying, Joel, is that kind of confirms that they're looking to kind of move away from. They might have a trade partner with them or
Right.
something like that.
Look,
You
I
know,
mean, if we get a
it
second,
makes sense because because you look at yesterday, Mitchell Trubisky got signed on a short-term deal and pretty much got a payday, a little bit of
yeah,
a
he
payday.
got 28 million, so we saved $10 million getting Tyrod compared to Mitch.
Yeah, because it doesn't seem right that we would pay $17 million for a backup.
Right.
So it makes you have a good point. Does this mean that we have a trade partner already lined up or something? Or maybe the Giants got a little news back on Daniel Jones' neck injury.
That's true too. That's how I was thinking that too. Maybe he's not even going to be healthy enough to even go. So I mean, I think they're just covering their own asses. It's a very expensive way of doing it, but maybe they know things that we don't know. So I mean, maybe there's something really wrong with his neck, or
that's a good point too. It's something we have forgotten about as Giants fans. But I mean, look, I get it, all right, but I'm confused, Miz, because are we really a good backup team away to spend that kind of money on?
No, I don't
Okay,
think so.
I mean, look, he's a good backup, but with our financial restrictions right now, if this was a quarterback that was only $4 or $5 million, I could see him being a backup. But when you pay a guy $8.5 million, which is what you're paying DJ this year,
That's the same. Yeah.
it's the same price. So I mean, this is a tough. This is a big confusing.
Today's going to be a big day. By the end of today,
they're out. It's $8.5 million guaranteed first year. It's $8.5 million guaranteed first year, Chris.
Contract details need to come up before you say that could be incentive based.
No, we don't. We have a couple of tight ends, but we got Chris Mayark and we got John Rising John, that big 6'8" dude that got hurt last year. Those are the only tight ends we have.
Yeah,
we could double up in the draft.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think we're going in the draft. I think we're trying to get like a Trey McBride or a Jeremy Rucker.
Well, I'm sorry, Jay. Here's the point, Miz. All right, you signed Tyrod Taylor for 2 years. All right, that's a journeyman contract. That's what they called Mitch Trubisky, was a journeyman contract for the Steelers. So what that's telling me is they're probably going to run with Tyrod Taylor because he's familiar with Joe Shane and that offense. Okay, he's got familiarity with it. He's been in it a year or two. All right, now you trade Daniel Jones, who has no familiarity in any of the areas of this. And then next year, don't be surprised if they might have trade partners already for the draft. And trade down draft capital this year to go get your quarterback next year. Let Tyrod Taylor start halfway through the season of year 2 under the Shane rule. Your quarterback starts. And now you get rid of Tyrod Taylor. You didn't spend a lot of money. You've brought him in the right way, just like Eli Manning, just the exact same way we did with Eli. Brought in Kurt Warner. Kurt Warner, the veteran, started. Tyrod Taylor, the veteran, familiarity with these coaching staff, with the CEO, the GM, people in the front office. It's the familiarity of everything that's going on down the line, because one of those linemen we brought in yesterday, Feliciano, very familiar with the offensive line coach. It's that familiarity route that what I'm following.
And Tyrod Taylor, he's been on subpar teams and still done well.
He might
And
not. Oh, yeah. Bubble wrap, right. So, I mean, it's just to me, there's just way too many.
That's an expensive Band-Aid.
Yes. Yo, Pat, what's good, man? Have good luck
Big
at your
Pat.
basketball game tonight.
good luck, Big Pat.
Yeah. We have
Yep.
a rookie that sits behind him for that. But if we
Yeah.
got a trade partner for Jones, Pat, right now, because all these teams are, look, what if the Saints, who are not in the Deshaun Watson sweepstakes, are going to offer us a high draft pick for DJ? What if we get a second for him? And then we run with Tyrod Taylor this year.
I don't know if we would give a second for him. I mean, he hasn't
You know
shown.
what?
He's not even been healthy or nothing.
Look at this free agency market. When you're giving guys $84 million for being a number 2 wide receiver,
Yeah.
you know,
The
when you're
value, yeah,
giving
the market goes
a
up.
quarterback $30 million for 2 years,
That's how the market
you're
is.
giving a corner, $85 million for 4 years. Look what the Jaguars have spent.
Mhm.
You know, look at what some of these other teams have spent.
Anything's possible.
Look at DeMarcus. Didn't D-Law just go sign with the Cowboys, change his mind, and then signed with Broncos?
That
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
no,
that was
Randy Gregory.
Randy Gregory.
Randy
All
Gregory,
right,
yeah.
it was Randy Gregory, right. But that's what I'm saying, guys. Nothing is regular this
Mhm.
time of year right now. There's nothing we can definitely say will happen, won't happen.
Mhm.
I am so blown by some of this. Even this right here, Tyrod Taylor. There's no hint of it. None. Yeah.
True.
Taylor to start. Remember, yes, they wanted Mitch too, both bridge quarterbacks, not backups. And that's it. They are followed. That.
Yep.
You know what, NYG? We were both right. All that
Yep.
argument that we did, the bickering back and forth, all that shit's for naught because we were both right.
Yeah.
Mhm.
We'll see, because
Oh.
King Tone just said that we got 3 quarterbacks. Somebody's leaving. And
Right.
so I mean, somebody's
we got
leaving
3.
today.
Yeah, but now let's not forget.
Or they they won't. I was gonna say maybe there's a possibility that if we trade back, we could take a quarterback.
This
And
comes into play right here.
Yeah. What's Miz is saying?
If DJ
Yeah.
gets traded, Willis comes
Mhm.
into play.
Yeah.
Pickett comes into play.
Mhm.
All the quarterbacks are going to come into play
Mhm.
if DJ gets traded.
Yeah. And
And that's
they
why
have.
you have, and I'm going to tell you what, because this goes off of Pat's mindset. Remember how we said Malik Willis to the Giants would be a bad thing to do, to set Malik Willis behind Daniel Jones?
Mhm.
Yeah.
You
Now
trade
we got
Daniel Jones, you
Tyrod
got
Taylor
Tyrod Taylor on the
for
field.
2 years.
Now you can set Malik Willis for a year.
Yep.
Yeah. Or Pickett or whoever they want.
Exactly. Any of the quarterbacks right now, we could draft at 5 or 7, and they could sit behind Tyrod Taylor with no threat of scrutiny.
Mhm.
Yep.
And I hate bringing this up, but it's
You know, I just wish it was the draft already, so we would know what the Giants are gonna do. And I hate to wait like over a month for this.
that's what I'm thinking, Pat. I think somebody's got a deal on the table. I think somebody's got a deal on the table.
Well, I think we'll know within 3 hours.
Yeah, that's why I went live, man. There is just so much to discuss about this. Thank y'all for being here. I am 1 sub away, man. Y'all were grateful and kind to me yesterday. I got 19 subscribers yesterday.
There you go.
Yeah, man. I'm one away from 325. So I think
Come
we can
on,
get one more.
everybody that's new, please sub Joel up,
I
man.
would appreciate that.
And we
It
got
is,
30.
isn't it?
We
We're
got
both.
31 watching and 18 likes. Let's get the likes up.
Yes,
Yep.
it is. But you know what? It's still a possibility, man. I mean, and then this changes the mock draft because now we might go quarterback at 5.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Or
Oh,
we could trade back and possibly get a quarterback.
that too. That too. I think Watson's going to go to the Falcons because that offsets each team's contract with as much as Matt Ryan is making
Mm-hmm.
and as much as Deshaun Watson is making. Those two teams could swap quarterbacks and it wouldn't be a huge difference in cap salary because they're both about the same.
Mm-hmm.
So, but it depends. Pardon me. I'm sorry. I just ate dinner not that long ago. It depends on how much capital can the Falcons give up and how much will they give up? They don't have a star. Do you want to get rid of Pitts if you're bringing Deshaun Watson to the Falcons? That makes no sense.
No,
So
not
who
at
can
all.
they really give up as a player that the Texans are going to want?
I
Go
don't,
with
I don't know. I don't know who they even got. The Falcons don't even have anybody, do they?
I
Besides
honestly think that Deshaun Watson goes to the Saints.
Like I said, I don't know. Have the Saints or the Colts got to play a thing in place for DJ?
Because
It just
I've heard that Terrion Armstead is kind of waiting to see what the Saints do at quarterback before making a decision if he wants to come back or not.
yeah. I mean, too many things. I dropped the link up above. You should have it, miss. Let me. I mean, it's just too many things are out there. I mean, with all the debates we've all had, with everything that goes on, and we're looking at ready-made teams. The Colts are a ready-made team.
Yep.
All right, now we've all sat here and said DJ's better than Carson Wentz.
that.
Does it make
Joe.
sense for the Colts to give up a second for DJ?
No, hey, Joe.
So
Huh.
our Stapleton just tweeted, hearing Tyrod Taylor still has a bunch of incentives built in to reach the max value of $17 million.
I figured that.
Sounds more like 2 years, 11 mil.
Yeah, 2
That's
years.
true,
11,
NYG.
yeah.
You do owe you an apology if they trade Dave Johnson.
Right.
Really
I will.
Yeah,
I told you I
we
would.
do.
I told you I would. And I came right on the air. What's the first thing I did, NYG? Admitted I was wrong, damn it. If this happens, I was wrong. And I'm never going to sit here and not say I was wrong.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But this is a point that goes against my whole complaint or my whole issue. So I do take everything into effect, but I'm not going to just flip-flop real quick to flip-flop. For me, I have to have, valid reasons to change my way of thinking. This is a valid reason. And if anybody can't see that, even though I love Daniel Jones, and if they love Daniel Jones, you cannot look at this situation and not think of everything we just talked about could come to fruition.
Mhm.
I will never say I'm always right because I'm not. I just stand my ground on my point until information comes out. Okay, this changes everything. This brings a whole new thought. This is more information than what I had to base my thinking on. But that's one thing you'll always get from me here. I'm not going to just change my mind to change my mind. Yeah. To sit behind Trubisky, that could be. And even Pat, look at this. Even Pat says right here, if they trade DJ, I'll admit I'm wrong. Right. We're not sitting here, just saying it to say it. And damn it, we're going to be right. No, not going to happen. Oh, thank you guys. Yeah, we're all like that. But you know
So
what? It's still with an incentive based. Okay, that does not mean that because the Giants got Tyrod Taylor,
mhm.
teams will not be calling about DJ. That does not mean that that's still not out there. That we see a lot of smoke screens, we see a lot of BS, and of course, this conversation's got the man, the myth, the legend, Big Pat at the ball
Hey,
game.
fellas.
Big
What's
Pat,
up,
what's
Big
going on,
Pat?
brother?
Hey, getting
Man,
Man,
prepared to call this game, and I seen the news. It is more like 2 years, 11 million. But that even makes it even more interesting because they're basing his contract off play.
Yeah,
Yeah,
So basically, they're telling you that this guy's pretty much going to get a chance to play.
yeah.
yeah.
yes,
That's what I'm saying.
And
That's why Joe's comment about they might trade him or whatever makes sense unless they just gonna have DJ sit the bench and be the
Now,
backup.
just to talk a little bit before I have to get off of here, unfortunately.
mhm.
Um, Trade partner.
Colts.
I got three teams that actually make pretty good sense. The Colts, because they're not in a position to draft a quarterback, and they have a
Mhm.
ready team right now. And Deshaun Watson told them no. So what if they give a third round pick for Daniel Jones? Because I don't see us getting no more than a third round pick, or somebody gets desperate a second round pick. Now the word around Daniel Jones is the media can talk about Daniel Jones all they want, but GMs around the league says Daniel Jones has talent. He was just done wrong over in New York.
right,
yeah,
Mhm.
Believe they have the players, which they do. They have a dominant run game.
Yep.
They have uh they have a good offensive line,
Mhm.
And I can see
hmm
and they have the coaching to get Daniel Jones to play at his potential. So what if
Mhm.
Daniel Jones comes in? Because they made the playoffs with Carson Wentz almost. They could definitely
yeah,
make it with Daniel Jones healthy.
right,
yeah.
I think so too. Yeah,
So what if Tyrod Taylor is brought here to be the bridge quarterback for whatever quarterback they draft, either this year or next year?
yes,
And if they take one this year, I believe it's going to be Malik Willis. Just to be honest
Malik
with you, because that's the
Willis.
only one I've heard that they've scouted,
right,
Yeah.
and they want an athletic quarterback. So
right.
either they're going to do it this year or next year. They probably take Stroud or that quarterback from Miami or Alabama, and
Van Dyke,
Tyrod
yeah,
hmm
Taylor would be the bridge quarterback. That's why I see this is if Daniel Jones screws. This is the only two scenarios I can see. If Daniel Jones screws up this year, they're going to bench him for Tyrod Taylor, and Tyrod Taylor is going to be the quarterback for next year while they train the quarterback that they draft next year.
right.
Yeah.
Now, if Daniel Jones is gone this year, they're just going to up the ante for Tyrod Taylor. They're going to give him 2 years. So that's basically what they're going to do.
Mhm.
But I'm not on the Daniel Jones trade hype yet, but I can see it, Joe. I do see
it
a
may
option
happen.
in the trade, but I
I
can only think the Colts and maybe the Saints if they lose out on Deshaun Watson.
Mhm.
that's what I said, Pat. Because if you set Malik Willis behind Tyrod Taylor, it's the perfect storm for the Giants. It's the perfect storm for Wills because he's going to get that valuable experience of learning for a year and not get thrown out there.
And I actually wanted Tyrod Taylor here. I've been saying get Tyrod Taylor. I didn't want Mr.
Yes,
Trubisky
I
right,
ain't
for
one
sure
Biscuit.
because
right.
it's the same type scenario. Mr. Trubisky is no better than Daniel Jones, but Tyrod Taylor is different. And I think he brings that athleticism where the line does break down, he can make some moves
It,
and get out of trouble.
but you're looking at the same play styles with Tyrod and Malik.
That's what I'm saying. So that's
Right.
the perfect quarterback to have
Yeah.
here.
Yes, exactly.
Mhm.
Exactly.
Because
That's
Tyrod
why,
Taylor has proven that he can, he could be a decent. He was a bridge quarterback for Herbert, for
yes,
Baker
Baker
Mayfield, and
Mayfield,
and
Josh Allen.
Josh Allen.
yeah, and Josh Allen.
Yes, yes.
And he was playing well with the Texans before he got hurt. So I mean, hey, Dylan, I'm not a Daniel Jones lover as I've been called, but I am a fan of his. But I know for sure that this means that he may not be here this year
He may not be here.
Yeah.
Yes.
because they may have found a deal on the table that they liked, and it was like, you know what, we're gonna roll with Tyrod Taylor if they have a deal on the table. I think Taylor is here if Daniel Jones screws up. So look for Daniel Jones to get benched by game 4 to 5 if he's playing bad.
Well,
Just to be honest with you.
here's the thing with me, Pat. Just real quick before I bring you on, Miss. The $8.5 million guaranteed first year is what makes me put that thought in my head of we might be trading Daniel Jones, because you're not going to offer that kind of a guaranteed contract in the beginning to just a regular backup when you're not a win now team.
Yeah, no, he's definitely playing this year.
And then the second year is going to be incentive based.
So
that means that they're going to get looked to, okay, you know what? If the rookie beats you out, we're paying you less. If the rookie can't beat you out the second year, then we're going to pay you more. So it's up to you. Come on back, Miss.
Yeah, this is crazy, though. This is crazy.
Yeah.
That's why I'm thinking. I saw you back there. I just wanted to get that point. I was just ready to click you on, Miss. Went to the playoffs with Tyler before they took Josh. That was their second year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is unbelievable.
And not only that, this is another thing everyone's been talking
How you
to.
doing, man?
Okay, no problem, Miss. It is big news, Wales. Maybe Bradbury's getting ready to go to Oakland because I saw that he's following the Raiders on his Twitter, YouTube, whatever the hell it is.
Mm-hmm.
So, oh yeah, your phone service.
Mhm.
Okay. Yeah, that's why I had to go live. I'm like, oh my God, this is so this is huge, because this turns everything on its head about everything that we've been debating, and then everything that we have been debating. We got mad at each other for nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is crazy.
Oh, man.
But I'll tell you what, it made for some damn good YouTube creations. Damn it.
Hey,
So do you
but we
think-
both were right. NYG and us were right.
Right. Yes.
Just
Mhm.
different ways.
Yep.
So you think
This is crazy.
Saquon? Do you think Saquon is? You think that's even more of a reason why Saquon might get traded, or a less of a
Yeah,
reason?
man.
Less.
I'm going to say less, because Barkley would be a huge addition for any quarterback being back here. I
Yeah.
think he would be more important. If we get rid of Daniel Jones, he's the most important piece on this team next to Kadarius Toney,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
as far as offensive firepower.
No.
So
Yeah, I can't wait to see what happens, man. This is like you said, Joe. This is turning everything on its head. We was all talking about, no, not Malik Willis, or now it's like that looks like that's what they're doing.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly, Miss. Exactly. You start thinking that it might very well be a quarterback now.
And do they get him at 5 and 7, or do they trade back? Or
Right.
Five.
Mhm.
I mean, we definitely going linemen with 5, like at least we should.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
I'm not
Yeah.
sure.
I have a stake in Equan Nakanu at
Well,
5.
well,
Or Neil at 5.
I agree with this. Barkley is safe for now. Yes.
Yeah.
James, thank you for being here. Man, thanks everybody for being here. 30 in the chat for an impromptu stream. Love it. Thank you for your support. Like, subscribe, ring that bell. I'm always going live. Shout out to the panel for everyone being here.
Mm-hmm.
Matt, he's at work right now getting ready to call that basketball game, and he jumped on. I love it. Yes, and this is true too. Shane has been scouting Malik Willis for a while. So, everyone's wishing Pat good luck. Bradbury for the Raiders. Oh. Whether trade or cut. He says, yeah, the Raiders might be just waiting for the Giants to call their bluff and not even have to give up a pick. If the Giants cut Bradbury.
Yeah.
I don't want them to cut.
This is kind of fantasy.
Well-
What if they do something with Bradbury and Waller, since we ain't got no tight end?
Nah.
Nah, they ain't gonna do that.
The Raiders aren't gonna give up Waller.
No, they not.
Well,
Yeah, that's not gonna.
I would love it.
Yeah, that's
Oh
what I
yeah,
mean, in fantasy
Yeah.
world, that's what I was saying.
Yeah,
You
oh
know,
yeah,
man,
like
I didn't think they
one of
really
the best
were. That would
dynamics
be
in the
awesome,
league.
though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
oh my. So
Well, Joe, we'll know something by tomorrow by 4 p.m.
yes, that's right. 4 p.m. is when the official
New league
clock
year
starts.
begins.
Yes, and we'll probably be live for that tomorrow. Probably on Pat's channel. Make sure y'all tune in. Big Pat Sports Talk.
Mm-hmm.
Did Pat freeze?
Yeah, I
I
think he
think.
froze.
I think he froze. And that's just it too, NYG. Good point. Because Jones was a Gettleman guy. That's why I brought up what's going to happen with this. This is
Major.
you know is this another point on the crown for Shane doing a damn good job?
I'll
said
say.
what now?
I'll say. I'll say.
Jones supporter, Jones hater. Is this, because I'm sure that the Jones haters definitely like it. A lot of people who don't mind Jones being here wanted a quarterback to push Daniel Jones.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then, of course, there's the people, I'm not one of them, but there's people out there that are like, Daniel Jones doesn't need it. Well, I said Daniel Jones doesn't need it. It doesn't need a quarterback, but I understand what's going on right now.
They're covering their
Yeah.
asses. I mean, that's the only thing I can think of. They're either redoing the Patrick Willis thing, or they're covering their asses. Because I mean, they're either going to roll with Daniel Jones and be like, if you fuck up, you fuck up, and we're going to put in Tyrod Taylor, somebody that we're familiar with. But if you do well, then you do well, and then like you said, Tyrod Taylor could be gone next year, or they could draft a quarterback next year or whatever it is. But it's definitely interesting, and it definitely opens up a whole bunch of different avenues now that we could possibly go that weren't opened yesterday.
And make sure you tune in tonight at 9:30. Like I said, this was just impromptu. Lou will be live.
Oh, we're gonna be on Lou's channel tonight.
Yep, 9:30 tonight. Lou will be live. The Giants Cave on Lou's channel. So I'm sure we'll talk about this more, but I just had to go live, man. This was
big news.
This was big news. I mean, I'm sure that I had like 32 people in here at one time. So, I appreciate everybody just jumping in real quick.
Look at Patrick A. Smith.
No,
Patrick
not
A.
yet.
Smith.
But I just wanted to thank everybody because I'm sure people, we're starting to die down with the excitement.
Yeah. So 9 o'clock, guys, fellas, right?
9:30.
9:30. All right, guys. I'm about to get off now. Good luck, Pat, to you.
All right,
Thank
you, Pat.
Jay.
See ya.
I got a question before everybody leaves.
All
right.
Do you guys want Tyrod Taylor to start?
No.
I don't know.
Like, really think about it. I'm a Daniel Jones fan. But who do you think this offense would be better under, Tyrod Taylor or Daniel Jones?
Tyrod, honestly.
Mike.
Man.
I think Pat was waiting for me to come with that one. I don't know, honestly. I don't know right now. I mean, I'm still absorbed into what has happened, and my mind is racing, and that's why I'm here to discuss all the scenarios. I really don't know. I'm kind of happy, but I'm kind of sad, but I'm more happy than I am sad, even though I have stood by Daniel Jones. It's hard right now. The emotions are just all over.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I think they have a plan in place, man. And I think Tyrod Taylor. Damn, I'm just gonna call him TT in a second.
Right.
Tyrod Taylor, man, he's not a bad quarterback at all, bro.
I know.
He's just been hurt. Because if he had not been hurt, Baker Mayfield might not be a Brown.
It's like Big Pat. It's like I said earlier. He's like a game manager. Game manager. He isn't gonna necessarily lose you a game, but he won't win you a game. If that makes sense.
Yeah, it does make sense, but I tell you this: when he was with the Texans, he made plays to win games, bro.
Yeah.
Like he made
Yeah.
plays. Like when he gets out that pocket, he's scary.
It,
And that's the type of quarterback you need with the offensive line that we had. And then if the
Hmm.
offensive line is better and he's able to sit back there and read, he has a cannon. That dude has a cannon of an arm, bro.
and I'm
Hmm.
with Blue City right here. He goes, as a New York Giants fan, I'm still freaking out. I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing. And that's where I'm sitting. I'm the exact same thing. Hey, Gino, or yeah, Gino, they're 150 proof. Man, thanks. I haven't seen you in a while. There's nothing. Like I said, I'm confused. I don't know how to think.
I don't
Now,
know, man.
now the reports that's
Uh,
coming out that Mara forced Daniel Jones on Shane, and Shane stood his ground and said, "Hey, look, I want to get my quarterback that I want in here," and he allowed him to do it. And I think there may be a trade on the table. Somebody might be taking a bait with Daniel Jones. I'm not gonna lie.
Sarkon, first time I've seen you in here, I believe. Man, thank you very much. Hit that like and
Yeah,
subscribe
I was
for
gonna
me
say
if
hit
you
that
would.
like and subscribe button for her.
Please.
But I'm not mad at all. If Tyrod Taylor winds up being a quarterback, I promise you, we probably get 7 to 8 wins for sure.
Yeah.
Because if he breaks that pocket,
I mean,
it's a
you
wrap.
got to stay healthy though.
Yeah,
That's
he
all
got
you
to
got to
stay
do.
healthy. But if he breaks that pocket, I promise you, it's gonna be a problem. And he can run all over that field, and that's gonna cause a lot of fucking problems. Because when shit breaks down,
Right.
sorry for the language, but when stuff breaks down,
Right.
that dude can get and make plays that Daniel Jones can't. He just can't.
Right. But we might do an Arizona Cardinals. Get rid of Rosen and for Murray. No,
And
it's
if they draft Malik Willis, there won't be a problem.
right. That's
Yeah,
that's what I brought up. Yes.
Now you
yeah. If
can't
you
play the
draft
race
Malik
card.
Willis, you got to trade Daniel Jones
Thank
at
you,
that point.
Sarkon. 325. I hit 3.25. 325 subscribers. Thank you, Sarkon.
That's what's
I
up.
know.
But you can't play the race card now.
Right.
So if he sits on that bench, he just sits on that bench and learns.
Ben, what's good? First time here, I believe I've
I
seen
mean,
you.
yeah,
He says, "What's up, guys? I'm
we got a
actually
black
really stoked
quarterback.
about the signing, but I think we gave him a little too much money." That was my first concern. That is exactly my first concern.
I think that's the backup money for a decent backup. That's the money that you're going to pay for a backup. Because normal good quarterbacks are making 40 to 45. So a backup quarterback that's half decent, I don't see nothing wrong with 8.5 million. And then next year, even if he plays good next year, that's another 8.5 million, 9 million.
Well,
That's nothing.
it's incentive based. Mike read an
That's what I'm
article.
saying. If he plays
Right.
well, he's gonna get like another 9 million next year.
Right.
So that's really nothing because you're gonna have to pay Daniel Jones 22 million if you did his fifth year option.
See, that's why I'm thinking we're getting a backup quarterback, and that's why DJ might get traded. Because if we draft a quarterback this year, okay, if Shane and company like a quarterback this year, we get rid of Daniel Jones. He sits behind Tyrod Taylor for this year, and it doesn't matter. Any quarterback we draft now can sit for a year. And then set the following year for like the first 6-7 games, and then bring him out if he's not ready, get him some game time. And then by year 3, we'll know exactly what we have. This is I'm unhappy about the DJ not being here, but I like the way that Shane and company are setting up the franchise for the future to see and develop a player and know in 2 to 3 years whether that's going to be the guy or not, and you can get rid of him and rotate through and not sit here and wonder and stay confused.
Yep, for 4 years like we have with Daniel Jones. Now we know exactly what we're getting. If Malik Willis turns out to be good because we're able to sit him on the bench,
right?
Like we've been saying, and Tyrod Taylor allows you to do that because you can't play the race card and force him in there.
Right.
I mean, yeah, because now we would have
Yeah.
2 black quarterbacks.
Right.
So,
Uh,
hey, look, I'm looking forward to Tyrod Taylor playing by week 8. If we're
I
like 2-6 or 3-5 or something like that, I think they put him in.
Jamil, thank you. And like, subscribe, ring that bell. We're always going live. Me and this guy right here. We're always working together. Big Pat Sports Talk. Taj,
And look for us to
if
get
you could drop his link in the description for me, Taj, I'd appreciate it.
look for us to grab a tackle at 5, especially if Equano drops. And if you put an offensive line in front of Tyrod Taylor, who knows what he can do?
Right.
Man, he might mess around and take us to the playoffs year 2, and that quarterback has to sit 3 to 4 years.
Hey, I will not be mad if it's an Aaron Rodgers 2.0 situation.
Right.
I will not be mad. Thank you. Beautiful.
And
welcome.
The next point I get is this allows you to get pieces.
Yep.
This allows you to get pieces, especially next year when we have all that cap room. Now you can sign some free agents because you have
Wales.
a foundation.
Thank you, Wales.
Now you can sign some pieces because you have a foundation. Because we have $90 million. That's before anything happened. Now with the contracts that we signed this year, we may have upwards of about 68 to 70 million.
Right.
Yeah.
And if Galladay doesn't work out, that's going to add 20-something million to the cap. If Adoree Jackson doesn't work out, that's going to add 18 million.
And if Leo Williams doesn't work out,
we might have like 130 million.
Right.
Yeah.
We can sign free agents because we have a foundation with our offensive line. Now you can get like a Devontae Adams, the next free agency, if they don't sign a big contract. And I would throw 30 million at his ass.
Yep.
Because we would have the money.
Yep.
That was our whole debate, NYG 22.
That was our whole debate.
That right there was our whole debate on the Willis thing. If we get Willis and he can sit here for a year, I am not going to be upset at that draft.
I wouldn't be mad either.
I'm not going to be mad at it
And
at all.
Because he definitely do need
and
to
like,
sit down.
who knows? Because if Tyrod starts like Big Pat said, hell, he could take us to the playoffs this year. The NFC East is wide open.
Not gonna be mad at it, Blue City. I'm not gonna be mad at that at all because
now I won't be mad with the Malik Willis pick if they do pick him now because now you can't play the race card, and that was the only thing I was scared about.
Right, and not only that, I can see a plan. I can see where they're going. I can see how they're operating a little bit and looking at the future. They're not just keeping somebody because the fans are tied to them, a la Bradbury. Right. And I hate please don't come back at me, but Barkley.
He may be gone too. I'm telling you.
The right price. I think he's more irreplaceable right now with Tyrod Taylor. And if we draft a rookie quarterback, but he's only going to be here this year unless we give him a bag. I don't want to give Barkley a bag. I'm sorry.
But it does make Barkley a lot more dangerous with Tyrod Taylor on that field.
Yep.
Because if he maneuvers in the middle of that field and they try to get Tyrod Taylor, he dumps it off to him. And that's going to be ridiculous. But I would actually be happy if they took Willis now. Because now you have a plan that's set for him.
Yes.
And who better for him to learn from than Tyrod Taylor?
Yeah.
Because if he can get his balance like Tyrod Taylor does, he has a stronger arm and he's more athletic. And if he can learn from Tyrod Taylor how to read the defenses like Tyrod can, because he's a smart quarterback too. He's just been unlucky in his career, man. But if he can learn from Tyrod Taylor, who better? Who better for him to learn from?
Right there.
Right.
Are you talking, Ben? Are you talking about the 2 linemen we signed, Mark and John?
Yeah.
Yeah,
John
I love it.
On Mark. I forgot his last name. That
I know Glowinski. Somebody called him
Warlinski.
Yeah. I love it. I do. I mean, that's something we desperately needed. I expected another lineman today, but Levance, man, thank you so much. Thank you. King Tone, yeah, I think we all could see it. We
So
all
that
could
might
see.
be the whole plan. That
Right.
might be the whole plan.
Mm-hmm.
But we might, Rick. We might. I mean, I feel like Lou is going to be more mad about how much gave to him to get him than getting him. Man, I sent Lou the invite, but we all know Lou works late. You know, he's got his kids, family. You know, that comes first. If he could jump on, I'm sure he'll jump in. But I think Barkley's going to have a big year playing for a contract here or somewhere else. That's a good point. Yes, Jamal. This draft is definitely listen. This free agency right now is telling a lot about the future. They're not overspending. You know, if they let Mitchell Trubisky walk, we don't need to pay him that. Where God only knows what Gettleman would have done. And how many contracts would we have had to have back up to accommodate Trubisky?
Joe, if we had Gettleman, he would have kept Glennon and Fromm.
Yeah. Yeah, Joe Shane's not playing around, man. He's doing everything that we all asked of us, man. Thank you, Levance.
And this goes back to the comment that he made at one of his press conferences. He said Daniel Jones is our quarterback for now.
Right.
And now I know why he said that.
Right.
For
Good
now.
point. Good
for
point.
now.
Right now.
Joel, what does my shirt say? It says, do me a favor and stop talking.
And I think Brian Daboll probably had to sign off on this too.
Yeah.
Because I don't think he's making decisions on roster moves without Daboll. And so I think Daboll, I don't know, he probably saw something in Daniel Jones that he feels that he doesn't like. I don't know.
Reports are coming out about the Giants being intrigued by James Cook. Can we trade Barkley and draft I could see us drafting James Cook if they like him.
You
know,
I'll tell you this, Daniel Jones will be benched this year if he plays bad. For sure.
Yes, I'm going to agree with that. If he's moving the ball but not scoring touchdowns, he's benched.
They keep getting to the red zone, and we get to the red zone 4 times in a game, only come up with like 9 points. Yeah.
Yep.
Because Tyrod Taylor could get us touchdowns by his feet alone.
Yep.
I would
bring
too,
a
Eric.
different dynamic.
Is that quarterback? Yeah, that's it, Blue City. I would love James Cook too. I would love to have that kid here. I would love.
We could draft him while we still have Barkley.
Right there. Okay, who caught up with the chat? Oh, Birdie, what's good? Little intrigued by Cook, but I hope him and Barkley. Man, I'll tell you what a 1-2 punch those two would be.
That would be a dynamic duo. Because
Tyrod Taylor made a Pro Bowl too. I forgot about that.
Yeah, he did make a Pro Bowl.
Excuse me.
That's why I brought that up at the beginning of the stream, Pat, because it was just all clicking. I'm like, man, I got to go live. This is too much to type out. This is just way too much to type out. There's so many thoughts, and I knew everybody was excited. Everyone was retweeting it.
And Joe, think about this. If we get James Cook, he's a receiving back. We can use him for receiving and lower the load of Barkley to not have to do it as much.
Yeah. Well, with that offensive line we got now, though, Mike, we're going to have some holes.
Yep.
Yeah. I know
we are.
If Barkley puts up 1,300 yards rushing and about 600 to 700 yards receiving, they're going to give him a contract.
I think so too.
I mean, and honestly,
running back in the league.
Honestly, Barkley may not ask for that much.
Crazy as hell.
He may ask for a hometown discount.
Yeah, he's going to want his money.
I
He's
don't
gonna
know,
want to play.
man.
Oh, Sean, what's good?
Joel, Pat, Taj,
Oh,
Mike,
what
what's
up,
going on,
Sean?
guys?
What's
Going on,
up?
Sean? Hey, Birdie, it went well. I'm at my gig right now. I'm gonna have to leave in about 10 minutes. Coach already said be there about 6:40, so got about 10 minutes. The coach is cool as hell. Shit. If you wouldn't know, you would thought I was part of the damn team.
I love it.
Asking me to shoot around and shit. Cause
Hey,
I hit like 4 threes in a row.
oh, you
And he was
still
like, what
got
the
it.
hell? He was like, you can play? I was like, yeah, I can play a little bit. He was like, okay, man, go on the line and shoot the jumpers and have them get the rebound. And I was shooting, I kept hitting. He was like, man, I told you to miss. I was like, all right, I'll miss. And I started missing on purpose. So it's cool here, man. They treat me as one of the team. I wish
Nice.
I could go on the road
That's
with them, but they
that's
can't afford
cool, man.
on the road right now. So
Right. That's cool though, man. I'm glad you're enjoying yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Congratulations. I couldn't be more happier for you, realistically, man. That's great. And we'll definitely at least talk to you tonight after the game and we'll all get caught up on highlights. So I lose channel tonight. Pat will come back when he's done talking about his basketball and we'll get all the highlights of the game and everything. And you can listen to him.
yeah,
I
it will
believe
be on Facebook Live.
so. We'll dig up the link and make sure that we post it in the chat and everything so everyone can listen to him live.
All right. Thank you guys, man. Gotta head back in, gotta get to work.
All right,
All
Pat.
right,
Good
Pat.
luck,
All
man.
right, good luck, Pat.
All right, Pat.
All right.
What up,
All right,
Sean,
we got-
man? How you doing?
What are you thinking, Sean?
Hey, listen, it was a good pickup, good signing. I mean, obviously, I know Trubisky was the initial target. And you basically get
There he
Tyrod
is.
for the same number
James
that you get.
Ramon.
You get Tyrod for the same number that you would have gotten Trubisky for. He's gonna come in, and I mean, it puts Daniel Jones on notice that nothing is
Yeah, he
given.
will.
You're gonna have to go out and earn it.
Yeah.
And Tyrod's gonna be on top of his game. So if this makes Daniel Jones better in the long run, it's great for the Giants and Giants fans.
Mhm.
But worst case scenario, he's a bridge quarterback to whoever will be next. And he's not a bad bridge quarterback to have because he's a good guy in the locker room. He's a good guy in the quarterback room. And so, yeah, I think it's a good move by the Giants, definitely.
Mhm.
And the minute Shane came in, me and Pat were like, nobody's safe.
Nobody's safe
Yeah.
once he came
Nobody.
in.
Yeah.
I mean, they've got connections to nobody. When you do a fresh rebuild like this, man, the GM has ties to nobody in the front office, nobody in the scouting department, nobody in the training facility, and nobody on the field.
Right.
All these guys are just a chip right now.
Yeah.
And what Shane's trying to do right now is get it to whereas he's not the low guy at the table anymore. He wants to have the most chips at the table. And
Mhm.
I'm a firm believer that that's what he's going to do. He's going to accomplish this. And it might take 3 years, 4 years before we are a Super Bowl contender.
Right.
But I can see that direction.
Yeah. And I also think too, one of the things that's probably not going to be talked about enough is the way he's doing things now. Come draft time, it puts him in better position
Mhm.
to use the 5 and the 7 to drop back potentially with at least one of those picks to pick up additional assets for the future.
Mhm.
So
Right.
if the team gets really desperate and says, "Hey, we got to get up to 7," can you get a couple of second rounders and another first rounder in a future draft for a
Right.
team to get up to 7? So what he's doing is
Gregory,
very
welcome.
smart.
Thank you. Like, subscribe, if you would please.
And they did the same. And truth to be told, they did the same thing in Buffalo. I mean, that was how they built it in Buffalo. So it's just rinse and repeat in New York with the Giants. That's all. So
Mhm.
That's how they got Josh Allen.
exactly.
Yeah.
Well, even Herbert wasn't he on the Chargers when he got his lung punctured by the doctor?
Yes.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
I mean,
Justin
look,
Herbert.
this guy is like just great at grooming people. Man, Man, if you can make your niche in the NFL doing that, not get hurt unless you're, talking to the doctor, you know, I, I, I wouldn't mind a career like that. Make it to the NFL.
Yep.
Redraft, maybe not this year, but definitely next. Jones is as good as gone regardless. That's what I'm starting to think. I'm starting to think
Mm-hmm.
that more moves and is it more moves or is it more moves that we're confident in and we can actually see a direction?
Mm-hmm.
Because
Well,
think about the moves he's made so far. Realistically,
yeah.
we got a low end running back, we got a low end lineman, we got another two linemen yesterday. Only one was a big contract, if you want to consider that.
And don't forget, we also picked up another wide receiver in Robert Foster,
Right.
who actually in his rookie season for Buffalo had like 500, 600 yards.
Right. None of these are star-studded, high profile players.
I'll tell you what though, that guy you just named of Mike, I think he's better than Darius Slayton. I'm be honest with you.
Oh,
Right.
for sure. For
Right.
sure.
So, that just tells you what this scouting department is like. If the scouting department is finding guys like this, and then Abrams is signing them to contracts like he is right now, I'm very happy with the front office and the way that things are moving. And I am trusting these guys more and more in the draft, seeing who they're getting in free agency and the numbers that they're putting out there. This is just giving me more and more confidence in everybody in that office.
And I'll be honest with
Rodney.
you. Slayton should have been undrafted. He has the same problems at Auburn that he has now. He can't catch the ball. He had so many drops in college. And I honestly think he should have been undrafted. I think Gettleman totally reached on that pick.
Right. We have two tight ends, Marley, right now on the roster. We have Rising John and we have Chris Mayart. None of them are starters. Rising John's that 6'9" dude that we got undrafted free agent that's been on the roster, played a couple snaps last year, got hurt. Chris Mayart was the one that scored one of the touchdowns towards the end of the season before DJ got hurt. So, are they playing? No, but we have two.
And I actually wouldn't it be surprised if the Giants, like, tomorrow make a run at OJ Howard, like, sign him to, like, a 1-2 year deal worth, like, $8 million.
Well, Carl, I understand it doesn't move you, but I'm seeing a direction as far as what Shane is thinking. I'm seeing an identity of what they're looking at. Maybe it's more of a direction that they can go, and I like all the directions that signing leads to, more than just Tyrod Taylor coming here to be a quarterback. It's not so much Tyrod Taylor being here. It's the scenarios and everything else that it opens up as to far as identity, what we could do in the draft, a better idea of the draft. Could we draft a quarterback now? Trade Daniel Jones. Is Tyrod, are we going to get rid of Daniel Jones after this year? Because now we do have Tyrod Taylor in the second year. Do we draft a quarterback next year? So after this draft, if we draft a quarterback this year, that tells me what we're doing. If we don't draft a quarterback this year, tells me we're probably going to look at one next year, because unless Daniel Jones takes us to the NFC Championship game, I don't see him coming back. And I love Daniel Jones. He's my favorite player. But I'm not looking that deep into it, but you kind of have to. That's much as people don't think Glowowski is a major upgrade, they're fools. I think he's an upgrade. I think he's going to be starter. Oh yeah, I forgot about Rise
Yeah, he's
John
a
and my
legit
art.
starter.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it is just the beginning. Because how can we say it? I'm just saying it's a possibility. I'm not saying we are going to do it. I'm not saying that it's in the future. But when you sign a backup quarterback to a journeyman contract, such as what you're seeing, that's usually what a team's doing. That's just from history. Because look when the Giants went and signed Kurt Warner, then we drafted Eli. I mean, that's the Dave Brown was here with Phil Simms. God, we had Kent Graham when Dave Brown was here, but we all knew what Kent Graham was. We all knew what those guys were. So I'm not saying that it's going to happen. I'm just saying, look, it's a possibility
It's a
because
possibility.
the Saints are looking for a quarterback. The Panthers are looking for a quarterback. The Browns are looking for a quarterback. Would you take Daniel Jones over Baker Mayfield?
I would.
I think a
I
lot of
would.
us would take Daniel Jones
I
over Baker
would.
Mayfield.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so you know, I think that Deshaun Watson's probably going to wind up with the Falcons.
Or Joe, did you hear that the Browns were also in the mix, looking
Yeah.
at Watson?
Yes, Wales, man. Thank you so much, Big Pat. Yeah, make sure you guys sub
But
up to Big Pat.
honestly, if I'm the Browns, not that I like Baker Mayfield, I kind of wouldn't do it because I'm afraid that they're gonna ask for way too much on the Browns, and the Browns are very, very talented.
Because I think Shane and company want to go a different direction, Carl, because Daniel Jones isn't their guy. And if we franchise tag Daniel Jones next year, we could trade him for maybe, if he has a great year, you trade him for a first. Look at all these teams right now that need a quarterback. These teams are going to need another quarterback next year. Once was a 1-year lease for all that money, all that draft capital. You know,
Well, Joe, he really wasn't a 1-year rental because Frank Reich thought that Carson Wentz could take them to the playoffs. And I bet you after that game against Jacksonville, the last game of the year, he said, no, we need to move on.
right. Danny Cannell. Oh, God, Levance. Good. Yeah. Look, Gino, he might be right. That look, I'm not saying that my emotions right now are like completely mixed. And which is why I went live, because I'm giving you guys an honest fan, YouTube content creators emotions right now. I am all over the board on this. And right now, with the information I have, the only logical thing that I can see right now is there's an offer for Daniel Jones, because look at the push at the quarterback market this year from these teams. You know, every GM has said that DJ has talent. The Colts went after Wentz because they thought he had talent, but he couldn't beat two of the worst teams in the NFL to get in the playoffs, so they got rid of him. Look at all these teams that are making a push for Deshaun Watson. Seattle, are you really going to run with Drew Lock up there? You know, my God, we don't even know what's going on with Kyler Murray in Arizona. He wants $50 million a year. Look at what just happened to Aaron Rodgers. Green Bay is going to be in hell in 3 years. Green Bay is going to be non-existent. They're going to be the Detroit Lions.
Mm-hmm.
Because of
You're
what
right,
Adam,
Joe.
And what Adams and Rodgers is doing to that team right now, they are just milking Green Bay for everything that they can get out of them. Devontae Adams turned down $23 million a year. So all these other teams are seeing that, watching that. And if one team thinks that they can get something out of DJ because they got a better line, they got a better running game, they got a better scheme, they got a okay. Look, I'm sorry. If you put DJ on the Colts, I think DJ gets the Colts to the playoffs last year. I really do. With Jonathan Taylor, would you have to respect Jonathan Taylor? You got that Colts defense.
And that O-line.
Right. One of the best O-lines in the NFL. You put DJ behind that O-line. Watch what the Colts record is last year. They win 3 or 4 more games easily. So is he worth a second-round pick to the Colts? Would you take a second-round pick right now for Daniel Jones? I would.
Yes, I would.
Yeah.
With Tyrod Taylor on the roster, if I'm looking at Malik Willis, I take a second-round pick right now from the Colts if that offer's on the table, which might be why the Giants signed him. I'm not saying that this is what happened. I'm just saying that this is what could happen. So, just speculation.
Or just another scenario
for
that
thought.
is just
Right?
or just another
And that it would kind of save Indianapolis's ass because they don't have a first round pick. It belongs to Philly.
Keep in mind that a lot of these guys might need a fresh start. Yes. Been hurt, underperformed. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, he would have. He would have. Eric Nimmer, what's good, man? Glad you guys could make it. Man, 39 watching. Thank you so much. That's a high point, man. Appreciate y'all being here, man. Like, subscribe, ring that bell. Give me a thumbs up. Help the channel out. I sure would appreciate it. I love all your takes, your comments, your insights. Man, if you got a question, throw her down there in the chat. We'll all get to it. I want to thank my panel, Sean, Mike, Taj, for being here. You guys are great. Thanks for joining me on an impromptu stream. 9:30 tonight. 9:30 tonight. We will be on G Nation. Wales, if you could drop Lou's channel in the stream for me so that people can swing over tonight. We're going to talk about this more. I'm going to wrap this up in about 15 minutes. That way everyone can get a meal, talk to your family, do what you got to do, get ready, and then 9:30 jump over there. I don't know if Wales is still in there.
I'll try to be in there, Joe.
Okay, no problem.
Because I know the hub is going live too.
That's fine. No problem. Nothing but love, man. If you make it, you do. He might be a backup. Man, thank you so much. Yeah, make sure you subscribe to this. This is where we'll be at 9:30 tonight. Me, Pat, and Lou.
Hey, Joe.
Yo.
I'm gonna ask you this. Do you think the Giants will sign OJ Howard? Because I just did some research, and OJ Howard was at Alabama around the same time as Brian Dable.
There's a lot of connections there, isn't there?
Yep.
Now, do you think we could get him because he's been hurt and he's had a bad rap too?
Mm-hmm.
Do you think we could get him on like a $1 million prove it deal for like $2.5 million, maybe a little bit incentive bonus up to 3.3 or something?
Maybe.
Because I would do that in a heartbeat for him.
Yeah. And he's better than Evan Ingram.
But he does have health. He got injury concerns.
Yeah, that's
the
the only problem with him.
Keep in mind, Evan Ingram signed for $9 million for 1 year in Jacksonville. I know in Jacksonville they tend to
that's true. I hope to God that at least gets us a comp pick next year.
Hey, yo, Sean.
It will. What's up, Tosh?
Yo, what do you think about that? That goddamn That Christian Kirk deal, man.
Oh
Oh,
my god.
wow.
Oh my god. Wait. How about Zay Jones? They overpaid for him too.
Yeah.
Oh my
I
god.
mean, it's called outbidding yourself, right?
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
got
as a team like Jacksonville.
and it's not even
Yeah.
just teams like Jacksonville. This not
They.
to speak ill of Jacksonville, Tosh, but the
Mm-hmm.
market is not a place that attracts the big time free
Mhm.
agent. So they have to
Mhm.
pay more to get guys like that.
Mhm.
Now, if you're Christian Kirk's agent, thank you.
Yeah.
Right, that's
You
true.
know,
Yeah.
but yeah.
Can I ask a question on that subject?
Okay.
If I'm the Jaguars, okay, I'm not making any of the moves they did, but I am going to call Dallas and give them a 5th round pick to get Amari Cooper. And
Yeah.
my team's instantly better, and I didn't have to spend any of that freaking money.
Right.
Right.
It was that easy.
Yeah.
Mhm.
They well,
They.
I would say this. I would say this, Joel. I think the bigger issue was Amari Cooper isn't necessarily what they needed in terms of scheme fit because Amari Cooper doesn't take the top off the defense.
No, but
Kirk,
man, you know what? Price differential, though? Jesus.
well, yeah, but it's just it's they needed a guy who could take the top off because they really have not.
Mhm.
He's not a clone of Amari Cooper. They
And
have
they
LaVisca
and
Chenault, who they like a lot, who's more of a
well,
Amari Cooper
I
type of
actually
Yeah.
heard. I've actually heard rumors that LaVisca Chenault might be on the trade block now.
I've
I'm
heard
sure
that
he
too.
is. Yeah, I'm sure he is with the Zay Jones signing, absolutely. But
And
obviously, they're not going to get rid of him for nothing.
Right.
yeah.
Gino, I
And,
can see that now. I think
and
Saquon stays.
excuse my French when I say this. They fucked themselves so bad that they had to cut Miles Jack.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, they cut. Yeah.
yeah, they cut him. But Miles Jack has also not been healthy the last couple of years.
Yeah, true.
And they paid him a lot of money. He's a guy I would sign on a 1-year prove it deal just to see if he can stay healthy.
Ooh,
But
I don't
Yeah.
like. I don't want Mayfield. I
Yeah.
do not want Baker Mayfield
Ugh.
here.
Oh
No.
no.
It does make Galladay's deal look great. It does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It
does.
definitely does make
It
Galladay's
does.
look
Yeah,
decent.
Holiday's deal is a steal now compared to
Golly's like, where's that money come? Where's that money when I needed it?
Oh my God!
Man, if I'm Devontae Adams, man, give me at least 30 or something. Like,
But
hell
that's-
no.
Hell, I'm asking for 40. I'm just kidding, but if I'm Adams, I might as well ask for 40.
Oh,
Oh man.
21 mil for a guy that's never put up
Mhm.
1,000 rushing yards in the season and never put up like double-digit touchdowns.
Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. I wouldn't necessarily say he's a bum or anything.
No,
He's
not a
he's
bum,
a
but
he's a solid number 3 receiver, or even like fringe number 2 receiver.
ah.
yeah.
But to be paid like the number 1? Hell no.
Yeah, I mean but we've seen it, and Joel, you can speak to this. We've seen this in the
Oh.
past with Alvin Harper getting paid,
Oh, yes.
Willis Price getting
Mhm.
paid. These guys were good number 2 receivers, and they never panned out as number 1s.
Right.
Yeah.
So
Max.
but also they have to show Trevor Lawrence, hey, listen, we're going to do whatever it takes, and we'll spend whatever money it takes to try to build a winner here, and that's really what it comes down to.
Well, Max, I'm getting ready to wrap it up here in about 5 minutes. You're going to have to rewatch the stream because it's going to be too long. But I will tell you this. I surprised a lot of people when I come on saying what I was saying. So you're going to be like really interested in watching this video and then jump on with G Nation tonight at 9:30 and we'll discuss it. I said I just went live only because of the signing and all the thoughts I had. If I had more time, I would definitely redo it again. But
Mhm.
it's interesting. I gave it a very interesting take. A great position, especially after the offensive line gets fixed. The defense is solid. Listen, we need some defensive line help now, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
definitely need
And
some defensive line help. We're gonna.
Yeah. Austin Johnson went to the
and you know
Chargers.
what? Majay Sanders may fall to the third round, and I will easily take him.
We're
I will
definitely when we got to
easily.
do our mock drafts, we got to start looking at some defensive linemen a little bit more seriously.
Yeah.
Yo,
Especially if we're
Sean,
good.
you got to look at the
Actually,
mock. Ayo, Sean, you got to look at the mock draft that me, Joe, Pat, did like a few days ago. We did a mock draft where the way it was like basically like it was like basically like an auto mock draft that we did.
Mhm.
And it was actually like a pretty fun mock draft.
It was a simulated mock draft, but people could
Yeah.
go to the website and you could pick your team who you wanted.
Okay.
So some of the picks were human, some of the picks were computer, but I mean, what's his name? The Notre Dame safety there, Kyle Hamilton fell to 19.
Kyle Hamilton.
Oh yeah, listen, I've seen some mocks where he's fallen to like 15 to 20, and I'm like, wow.
Karlaftis fell to 44.
You're right.
It's like, yeah, some of those. Malik Willis went 12, 10, 12, something like that. That was
But the mock draft we did.
Yeah, that was great.
Nah,
on
Malik
Pat's
Willis
channel.
Malik Willis fell to 6 of Carolina.
Well, 6. That's who it was. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you. I couldn't remember exactly. I was close. I was off by half.
Yeah, but it was a simulated mock draft that we did. Like,
I'd love to have James Cook.
He'll be there. He'll be there in the 4th round.
I would love to have. Yeah, I'm thinking so too. I would love to have that kid.
Yeah.
I think he would be fire for what they're looking to do.
Yeah.
Talking football year round. That's right. Oh, man. Well, I'm getting ready to end it, Mike. We're going to end it right here. I want people to be able to, get their meal. Make sure you tune in to G Nation tonight. I'm going to have to play around with my computer again because my camera went on the fritz. I don't know what the hell happened to that, but I'll figure it out. So, thank you again. Like, subscribe, ring that bell. Give me a thumbs up if you haven't already. I appreciate the panel being on with me here today. Sean, Taj, Mike Nixon, Big Pat jumped in with us for a little bit. Jay Lake jumped in with us. Miz wanted to, but his phone was not having good service. I appreciate everybody for being here. I man, without you guys, I don't have a stream. I'm just talking to myself. So y'all take care. Family first here. And man, let's wait for more Giants news. It's going to be breaking. I will go live, Pat will go live, or Lou will go live. So make sure you sub to all 3 of us because we will be on each other's channels and we do a lot. We do a lot of work together. So until then, folks, have a good day.